you suck at the game, probably your settings, or you're just setting up your game for the first time. Let's just go over some video settings, general settings, character settings that I think you should definitely have. Now, of course, you don't have to trust me, but I would. So first off, obviously GPU, if you have more than one, select the one you want to use. If you have higher than DirectX, I would try it and see if it gives you a performance boost, but I'm not able to use higher than DirectX. I think you need to have like seriously like a really good computer before they let you use it, but if you can, go for it. Obviously play full screen, and then choose your highest resolution with the highest refresh rate of your monitor, 16:9, unless of course you're on like a weird widescreen. Field of view 103. I don't even know why you would ever go smaller. Like what? Like I just don't even know why they give you the option to throw your game. Yeah, I would never turn dynamic render scale on, even if your computer sucks and you really need to like lower your res. I wouldn't do dynamic. It just will induce more lag and confusion because it'll be changing your render scale mid-game, and it's gonna be so weird. If you really struggle to run the game, I would experiment with going down to like 80. And as you can see, it becomes a little more pixely because essentially it's running at 80% of the resolution that it normally would. 100% is native. Higher than that, you're upscaling. So this will look extremely good because I'm essentially playing it double. And then 50, you can as low as you can go, and it will look like an absolute potato. But you can do that if you are really lagging. That's how I used to have to play. Frame rate, I would set it yourself. I always go a little bit above my monitor's refresh rate, so I'm 144, so I'm like 150, and sometimes you can do 165, but I never do automatic. Automatic's also just stupid. But I would also cap it. If you don't have a 600 hertz monitor, just cap it. It's just kind of a waste of, it's just a waste of resources. VSync off. Most of the time it just causes problems. Same with buffering, and then reduce buffering, turn on. And I mean, I wouldn't adjust these, but you can. And HDR people, you do your thing. Graphics quality, I personally play with everything on low. The only thing I would say maybe to turn on is shadows. I didn't notice a big difference, but some people would argue that the slight performance hit is worth it because you can technically see people, because say you have shadows on and there's a person above you, you can see their shadow being cast there. Do I think it's a big problem? Not really. So I play with everything on low. There's nothing really worth turning up. Like, let's be so real. I just don't know. I mean, some people, if you want anti-aliasing, do that, but I literally don't notice. Maybe I'm crazy, but I just don't notice. So I'd rather do that. Yep. And damage effects below as well. Some of this stuff, I remember Corky made a video where he broke down every single one of these. Some of this stuff actually isn't a performance hit. Like some of the stuff like dynamic reflections are genuinely in the game. They aren't to do with your computer. So if you really care, then there are specific ones that are actually not performance hitting, but there's no gain to any of them, so I just turn them all off. And if you want to see your frame rate, just turn this on. I have temp and ping, so network latency. I don't care about VRAM usage, and I don't care about interpolation delay. GPU temp though is quite useful sometimes. And if you want the clock, you can go for the clock. That's all for that. There's not really any crazy performance settings. I think if you're on a really low PC, experiment around with putting your in-game resolution down and then mess about with FSR, or I don't know what, the NVIDIA one has like a different thing. Mess around with some image sharpening to see if you can get something. It's basically, you have to be on a lower res, and then it will sharpen to essentially pretend as if you aren't on that lower res. I will demonstrate now. So if I go down to like 80%, right? See how my game is all like, looks terrible, right? You can put FSR on, and you can like sharpen the hell out of it, and it will like look better, essentially. And that's the idea. And some people, you might like the sharpen look, so then you can just put it to like 99 and you get the sharpen. But yeah, I kind of just leave everything like that. But again, really bad PCs, that can be a good benefit to you. Sound, whatever settings you want. I don't even have Dolby Atmos, but this seems to make a difference. Your mileage may vary, but give it a go. And then I just headphones mix. People were saying night mode early on because I think the other ones were buggy, but everything's fine. I'm telling you, headphones is good, and I don't mind. And I have used Studio Reference, and they seem alright. But headphones is probably the best. These are cool settings to have. Again, some people might not like it, but I like it. Plays a sound when a teammate dies, and when an enemy is killed. I only turned the teammate one on recently because I realized I wasn't paying attention. But the enemy eliminated one is kind of fun because it feels like Valorant, where like if you shoot someone and you get a little death sound. So you know, I mean, turn on if you want. Voice chat, completely up to you. I always have used open mic with mute. And then default devices. I think comms devices mess things up. I still think they need to have a better setting thing here so you can just choose your mic. I don't know why they have it so that you have to choose it on Windows settings. So if your microphone isn't working, go into like Windows settings and essentially just find your mic and set your one as the default. Like right click on it and click set as default, and you should be good. Controls. This is where there's a bit more stuff going on. Obviously your sensitivity varies depending on what you want. Don't be too crazy with it though. Snap on invert and look. This controller stuff doesn't even make a difference. Some people said to like turn things down because like aim smooth and aim ease in because it was having an effect. I did it, but I don't think it's true. I think keybinds are whatever you want. Hero and hard, everything the same. Going across is all personal preference. I don't really see any reason you'd want this. Allied health bars. I think you can. What the hell? I don't know what this means. Low key. But whatever, yeah, contextual. Oh, I think contextual is I only see allied health bars in specific circumstances, not always though. And then show friendly outlines. This is, you essentially would, I think I can turn it on like this. Oh, it doesn't really work. That's unfortunate. I would just leave on default. If you basically can see all your teammates through walls. If you really think it'll be helpful for you, I would try occluded and always, but it can make you lag quite a lot. I just leave it on the default. Select a hero for more settings. Oh, that's that thing. Yeah, okay. Interface, these are all keybinds. Most of this stuff is all keybinds, so don't worry about it. I'll go over some specific hero stuff that I think is very beneficial. I personally on D.Va like hold to use boosters. It makes it easier. And then the other tanks I'm not as familiar with. But I don't think I've changed too many on these guys, really. I think most of them are fine. Ash, I think this is a default setting now. I hope it is. But if you're on 16:9, your relative aim should be 51.47. This makes your right click the exact same sensitivity as your normal mouse. And if you don't do this, it's why Ash can feel really awkward and weird. So yeah, I do that one. And then recovery, aim compensation off. The other one is Cassidy, and I still don't remember if you're supposed to put aim concentration on or off. I've never noticed a difference, but some people say it's important. Who cares about them? Echo, hold to flight. This is actually really important. This one actually I can't stress enough. Even if you want to play Echo properly, you need hold to flight on. So basically, without it, when you click shift, it would work like this, right? That's currently me holding. But if you have it so it's hold to flight, you essentially, your shift becomes like a dash, so you can jump and dash like that, right? And you cannot do that with hold to flight, with toggle flight at all. Forward dash, you literally can't do it. And that like super jump thing is so good. I've been able to do that. There's like actually so much more technique to it. Just right now, even if you don't play Echo that much, go turn on hold to flight, and then just go into practice range and just see all the random things you can come up with. Because it becomes like an actually dynamic ability. That's a terrible setting. Everyone else, I don't really think there's anything crazy. Sombra, I think this is the default setting. But disable translocated camera lock is so, it's like actually stupid that this would never be on, When you translocate, you see how I can look around while moving my mouse? If you turn this on though, turn this off, and you translocate, you see how I can't move my mouse. Us Sombra players had to deal with that for a very long time, by the way. So, yeah. Give Venture that, by the way. Whatever. Anything else? Not really. I wouldn't ever do toggle over jet. That's just dumb. Nothing crazy. Widow is also the same. I swear she's a different one. Am I just crazy? Mercy, I would use toggle beam if you're going to play Mercy. I think toggle beam is really good. It just makes it easier to play. Lucio, some people swear by some of this stuff. Look, I don't know. Personally, I don't care. And then again, it's a lot of these don't matter that much. Oh, Kiriko, toggle heal in the Fuda should be off. This just means you can control how much you heal, essentially. So if you want to heal someone, you can right click like once, and it shoots out one Fuda. And if you hold it, you do the full healing. It just means you can do a little bit and then a little bit, and it doesn't lock you into an animation. So do put that setting on. Life Weaver people say to use the legacy control scheme. I literally couldn't care less, but hey, do it if you want. All right, on to the stuff. Gameplay. Post-match auto queue. I don't really know. Oh, this is, I think, in quick play. You can get queued into another game straight away. But yeah, I don't care. High precision mouse input. Good setting. Again, I haven't noticed a difference, but I would rather have it on than off. HUD. A lot of this is personal preference, and you can kind of choose whatever one you want. I would turn waypoint opacity down. That was one of the ones I did. Essentially, by default, the points have the little outline that shows you where it is, and they're at full opacity, which means it's basically just taking up a bunch of screen real estate for no reason at all. So I wouldn't have that any higher. So I put mine to 20%. You don't want it off, but yeah, 20%. Anything else? I show gameplay tips off. Like, I just don't see where you need that. Show rank on portrait. This is all client stuff. If you really don't care, I have show drive off. I can turn it back on, but if you ever want your drive off, you can do this. And system clock's also here. So, well, you know. Career profile, I mean, up to you. Look, you can do whatever you want. If you want to show people your stuff or not, if you want streamer mode stuff. This is all personal preference. I really can't see why you would want any of this. And if any of you guys don't like the flag message thing, you can turn it off. The stuff where it says, like, show possible bad message, you can turn that off. And then you can start your stuff to mature. Yeah. Accessibility, I have camera shake all the way down. It just doesn't make sense. Same with HUD shake and reduce menu movement. If you want a bigger cursor, you can do that now. Yeah. Subtitles. Some people really like critical gameplay subtitles. Essentially, this means you'll hear voice lines. I mean, you'll see voice lines, and some people like it. I found it way too much. Really overstimmy. If you ever want to change your team color and your enemy color, you do it here. You can change your health bar and your armor stuff, like all here, just in case you don't know it. Text to speech is quite funny. I used to have it for a while, but then I got bored of it. But it's quite funny. And then, fucking, I literally have never been on here. The regional settings. So, there you go. That's about it. And if there's anything specific you're ever looking for, just try search it. They added a search bar not long ago. And it's a really good addition. That's everything. I think I kept that quite brief. So enjoy your day and lock in.